Right. So very good morning, all of you. So back to this weekend current affairs. So any doubts, clarifications of previous sessions? Hope you are revising and at the same time updating, because the most important aspect of the competitive student. All right. So no option for you. Revision is infallible technique of memory. That's it. Then what are the important issues of this week? Innumerables are there. Hmm? So anything that you have noted down, yes, perhaps this is important from the competitive point of view. So generally where you will note down? Newspaper, or if you are listening to the news. Either way, that day itself. That's the best direct source. Or otherwise, of course, now you have everything is available, net, right? All in the form of a tablets. Okay, you are getting in a social media, as the Facebook, the Instagram, or the Google, or innumerable apps. Okay, the civil services related and the other things. So material, there's no depth, but try to make yourself a regular habit. Spare at least an half an hour for the day news, okay? And make important aspects. Okay, need not look into each and every added list. Just a synopsical or at least headlines, so that itself fetch you good enough. Right. So they to join anything online slowly. Now coming to this week, and as usual, very crucial questions on the polity related. EC recommends disqualification of Jharkhand CM. So that is the headlines. It goes on away. Right. So what is the EC here? Election Commission recommends disqualification. Whom? The CM of a state from state assembly. Okay. Relax, relax. Okay. So before we getting into anything, you have to keep in mind is, who is that election commission disqualify the CM? The first question that is, how dare, if I may say, okay, what authority it have to have any say, yes or no, regarding the CM? As simple, right? How a person become a CM? Governor appoints. Simple reason. Governor appoints the chief minister. Central level president appoints the prime minister. So once here the state level the CM, there at the PM, it appointed, he will continue in office till when? The CM or PM there continue in office till when? Till he or she enjoys the majority support in the legislature, either assembly here or parliament there. That means if that person have the majority support, none can do anything. Like recently Maharashtra, you saw this. Okay, there is split, some sort of thing, occurred in Maharashtra, so CM lost his majority. Finally quit as a CM. Right? So that is what the Constitution of India is saying about. Am I clear? So irrespective of a majority party or not, okay, need not be a majority party. What is required here? Majority support required for the CM. Okay, so the points that you have to keep in mind. So when you are talking about the CM, it is appointed, not elected. That point is very clear. By whom? Governor. Continue, no specific period. What is the period? Till conditions apply. Till enjoys majority support. Where? In the legislature. That is legislative assembly here. State level assembly. Okay. Majority support here. Not majority party. This is not. Nothing to do with this. Okay. Only majority support. That means two or more parties may support him. Like Maharashtra, that had happened also. So no need for this. Okay. Of course, overall period is 5 years. Once get elected. Then later, once the assembly dissolves, new elections, then again, based on this, it will be. That is based on the period of the tenure of assembly. Okay, that is either majority support or tenure of assembly. You may say so. These are only two things we can deduct from the Constitution of India regarding the CM position. Okay. If at all, if you go further, age limit is there. Okay. What the age limit? Minimum age to become a CM? No minimum. Any minimum for the CM? Like President of India have the minimum. How much? What is the President of India? 35. Right? But like this, anything minimum for the Prime Minister and the CM? 25. Sure? So if you are 21, can't it be? Why? 18 years you have the age, voting age. So can't a voter become? Okay, anyway, before answering this question, now tell me, based on this, is it Election Commission has an authority to do away with the CM? I'm come to this point later, okay? Now, I have given this, right? There the title, all the newspapers carry the title. So I just made the newspaper title as it is for you. In a way, is a misleading. It is a sensational. So for that sake only, the title is given rather than anything else. Of course, once you read the insides, then you understand. Oh, right? Matter is good enough, but the title is nobody can do anything except this process. Once I said the minimum qualification as the CM, then the thing is when you, of course, the age is there, no doubt. And regarding age, there's no specified in the Constitution, but he should be, okay, What the member of state legislature. It should be the member of state legislature. If it is only assembly, only assembly. If it is council also, either assembly or council, either house. It should be there. So what should be the qualification to become an MLA? Age. At what age you can contest as an MLA? 21 or 25? Sure? Right. So naturally, whoever, because the condition for the CM is that he can continue majority support, no doubt. Another condition apart from this, okay, and we can't say here or, and this one comes. He should be the member of state legislative assembly or the council. I mean, state legislature, if you say this. If the two houses like bicameralism, it should be either. So, if not, he has to be re-elected within. So that you are aware, right? That point. If not, 6 months time will be given for re-election. That is the very constitutional provision. So now what the EC did is not, though presently the CM no doubt, regarding the disqualification of as an MLA. So once you disqualified a person as an MLA, okay, so the constitutional provisions was not adhered by him, so EC recommended for disqualification as a MLA, not as CM. But because that person is CM, so the title. Okay. Otherwise, EC has nothing to do with the post of the CM. Okay. Now, you have eligibility, you are aware, when you are talking about disqualification. When a person is disqualified as an MLA or for that matter MP, what the constitutional provisions is talking about. Okay, that we will see. Before that, just answer me the question. Now, based on the information just that I have given you, assume that, okay, finally he was disqualified as an MLA. Can Soren continue as CM? Is this point clear for you? Any doubt? Okay. Anyhow, I'll coming to the disqualification issue. Anyhow, our opinion doesn't matter. We have to talk about only according to the constitution. Because finally there is an exam point of view, right? So here, no doubt, once disqualified, he will lose his MLA-ship. That is the first thing. That is, he is no more an MLA. Maybe he may appeal to the court. No. This method adopted by EC is not in tune with the constitution. He may appeal that. Next question. But he will lose his, he is no more an MLA, we can say. Now, once he is not an MLA, assume that again, can he continue as a CM? Though he is not an MLA. Don't forget this. 6 months. So perhaps at this point may do this. Again, may assume as a CM. Who is going to stop? 6 months time is there. Time is there or not? So now EC is removing as a disqualifying me or removing whatever business as an MLA or CM. That's it. It can do nothing. Okay. So that's the reason why I said it's a misleading. And we have to be alert enough to this sort of sensational news and from the point of view, and then carry on from our mindset. Okay. Now back to when it comes to the disqualification. When how will be and which article of the Indian Constitution is talking about? Hmm? Which article of the Indian Constitution is talking about disqualification? Hmm? So Article 191, this is an article of the Indian Constitution is talking about this. Article 191. Is it relating to the MLA or MP? Because already states article started. Now, if at all relating to the MP, what is an article? What is the technique to remember? 89. Just remember that 89. So 191 minus 89. 102. As simple as it is. Okay. Like this, whenever you apply, recollect the things, you can do this. So this 191 minus 89, you will get 102. So this is the relating to MPs. This is relating to MLA disqualification. Then this is the our clue. As simple as it is. Okay. So wherever, whenever the possibility, once you are recollecting these memory tips, and I am sure that those will be there for you. And that shows your alertness and presence, okay, to the things. Okay, the presence of mind. You have to act, right? So make it as an habitual pattern, and I am sure that you can do so. So we have 91 talking about 1A, B, C, D, E, then again 2. So totally all the things talking about. So one aspect on office of profit, another aspect on unsound mind, okay, then another on insolvent, then not a citizen of India, okay, or disqualified under any law, any other law made by the parliament, or under 10th schedule, or the 10th schedule, yeah, of course, in the ending it is there, anti defection. So these are the different grounds the Constitution of India stipulated for elected representative. So both the articles you have to keep in mind. Only article change. And MLA there, MP here. That's it. Remaining terms and conditions are as it is. Let me have this detailed one. When this is MLA, or for that matter MLC. So one word they use is office of profit under the Government of India, or a state, or an office declared by law of the state. So who has to declare? The law has to declare, or a competent court has to declare. Okay. Thus, twice or thrice appear in the civil service prelims. Which of the following is true regarding disqualifications? I've done this. Okay. So very careful about this, as number of times it repeated different examinations. Okay. Always the true or false it will be, because we will not put much on these issues. So whenever the issues arises like this in the current affairs, so make note of them. Okay. So who has to declare office of the profit or not? Either law or a competent court. Two part they has to declare. Now, what it implies? Is it the meaning of the office of profit mentioned in the Constitution of India in detail or not? What is office of profit? When you said yes, you are holding office of profit. Now the sovereign were charged under this. Okay. Is that mentioned? Office of the word is mentioned. Is the details mentioned or not? So even here you can deduct the information very clearly when by law or so. That means latter follows. It follows latter. Okay. For example, Article 17 says untouchability abolished. So what is untouchability? It's not mentioned in the Constitution of India. Later we have Untouchability Offences Act 1955, detailed one. Okay. Not only that, even say that the citizen should be a citizen. When you are talking about who is a citizen, who is not a citizen, how to acquire citizenship, how to renounce citizenship, is that mentioned in the Constitution? Nothing. Part 2 was not mentioned in detail. Okay. Though 5 to 11 we have, it's not in detail mentioned. Left to the Parliament. So later Parliament made a detailed law. When? 1955 Citizenship Act. So why I'm telling you this, you need to understand the clue once you are reading something. It's not clearly mentioned in the Constitution. That means it's subject to the latter clarifications that should be done either by a Parliament or by a state assembly or by a court, because court is the final interpreter of the Constitution. It has to give. So this meaning, the what is office of profit, okay, is subject to the most of things right now. While we are considering the office of profit, it's more often based on the interpretation of the courts. Okay, now I'm sure that the sovereign may file a case. On what grounds? Now tell me, sovereign was disqualified. Reason is office of profit. Means what? What the allegation against him? Specific allegation. CM post is not an office of profit. Then what other post that is holding, or how is earning something? Huh? If you say this, right? Allegation awarded himself as a mining license, where on his own name and his brother's name, his own name as well as brother's name, holding the post of Jharkhand CM. So, being the CM, how you will allocate the mining contract to yourself, right? And to your brother. Brother means allegation of nepotism. If you are doing a favor to the kith and kins, it is nothing but nepotism. So it may be. So you are not supposed to do. Being the CM, all are equal before you. Only the merit that counts. Now it's very clear that even he himself is there. How you will do the favor for yourself? Okay. So we don't know why he did it and everything, but still, right now, he is defending himself. There's no any official communication vis-a-vis his assets. Okay. So now, is it come under office of profit? As it's not mentioned any, okay, 4 plus 1, okay, Article 191 here, but all this subject to the interpretation of the court. So when is subject to the interpretation of the court, when the office of the profit, based on different interpretations, which the principles declaring office of profit, okay, there's a 4 broad principles finally determined. Okay, right now existing. So all the textbook carry those things, the four basic principles, not mentioned in the constitution. Okay, at different point of time, court interpreted. So whether the government exercises control over appointment, removal, and performance of the function of that office. That is important, whether the government have any control or not. Okay, if not, it won't be. Then whether the office has any remuneration attached. Okay, sometimes they will take honorarium. It need not be remuneration. Okay, so the different words to bypass that may be used. But on remuneration implies regular amount that you are receiving for the services. Okay, it may be monthly or it may be task based. You are receiving it. Then whether the body in which the office is held has the government power, their control, here the powers, releasing money, allotment of land, granting license, etc. Then whether the office enables the holder to influence the way patronage. Influence the way of patronage. That's what doing the favors to the near and dear is nothing but the patronage. If that be the case, it will be treated as thing right now by the court of law. Need not be all four parameters present. Even any one of the parameter present, court is taking. Not that all four should present. Okay. So now you can conclude whether the sovereign come under this or not. Okay. Even the child generally can say that allotting himself. But of course, the bigger question maybe arises because only we are just believing whatever the newspaper says or the complaint says. We are not seeing the other side of the issue. Generally, this sort of allegation arises what EC did because maybe I have not followed the news items or anything. First, they will give the notice of explanation. Based on this, they will take it. But I never read anywhere relating to that. Only complaint, of course, the opposition party naturally they will complain. Okay, just based on a complaint, perhaps EC acted. Again, the issue is if at all followed the process, good enough. If the procedure was not adhered, even is also questioned by the court. That's also matter because procedure is the procedure. You have to adhere to the procedure. Otherwise, your answer may go wrong, even the examination also. Right or wrong? 2 plus 2 divided by 2, how much? 2. 2 plus 2 divided by 2. 3. Some are saying 2, some are saying 3. మరి ఇప్పుడు ఏం చేద్దాం? So to get the mark, what you will do? To get the mark, what will there is a question, assume it in your CSAT exam. Right? CSAT you have no arithmetic. If that is the thing, what the answer for you? No doubt 2 is right, 3 is right from your point of view. But only answer should be 1, right? Not 2. 3 only. Finally, majority are saying 3. So simple reason is the BODMAS principle you have to apply. You can't say that I can't not apply because there is a rule. Right? There is a process. Then only you will get the things done. The process, procedure, why they are laid down? Say left is right, right is wrong. That's the rule of the road. Right? What it means? Going on the left side is the right side, wrong side. No, I will not go like this means anything will happen, anything else. Okay, and the vehicles, definitely the fine also will come. Now, that's the reason why every constitutional authorities, whatever be the thing is concerned, see that they will adhere to the process, and the reason why we have law of the land. The reason why followed by innumerable rules and regulations. Otherwise, if no procedures, nothing, it's all depend upon whims and fancies, a discretion, then is nothing but a dictatorial. Okay, anything whims and fancies. So, in a democratic way, different procedure and they should be transparent. Everybody should know about it, adhere to. So, we have to wait and see. Okay, though I'm not aware of this process, but whether EC followed, no issue. If not followed, again that will become the bigger question mark also. But anyhow, so far nothing official came out, okay, regarding this issue, and today or tomorrow you may get the things done. So is that clear regarding office of profit? So the issue, allegations, and all the things. And back to other disqualifications when you're talking about, okay, charge sheeted, bankrupt, insolvent, is that. Charge sheeted means a criminal, okay. So any committed a crime, if that crime carries a punishment of 3 years or more, now it is 2 years only, okay, it can reduce to, then he is subject to disqualification, okay. So if just charge sheeted but not proved, or the case is still going on, what is the position? Can he continue? Only allegations are there. He denied the allegations, but still the case is, I mean, the case is yet to decide. It's in the court of law. Can it be? Will he lose? Or only after? Hmm? Only after proven. So till not proven, guilty or not guilty? So till proven, not guilty. Till proven. But anyhow, there are certain other issues are there when the direct involvement, indirect. But ethically, if this issue is arises, then most of them either resign. Okay, the things, ethical part involves rather than just. But overall, once a criminal, because a number of no criminals are also there. Why? Because they are yet to be what you call convicted by the court. Once convicted, that will be so charge sheeted and convicted. Yes, that will be. Okay. Previously 3 years plus, now they are making to 2 years. And bankrupt or insolvent. What it means? So you have taken the money from somewhere and not able to repay. Okay, you will put IP petition, right? Insolvency petition. So I chase the hats up, I can do nothing. So if that sort of the basis, once you are not honor your commitments, then that will be done. Then voluntarily acquired the citizenship of a foreign state. That means the moment you acquire the other country citizenship, naturally you will lose this country citizenship. Here the rule for is a compulsory citizenship. Every political office carries, or every constitutional office carries the qualification of citizen. Okay. So voluntary that acquired there and the match. He can't it be. Then, in addition to that, We have this anti-defection law, 10th schedule, talking about this. The anti-defection law. What it means? A number of times we discussed, I believe. Illegal mining, share in government, answers all the right. Defection, that is from one party to another, shifting from one party to another. For example, if you and me shift from one part to another, will it be considered defection? Because so today I am TRS, tomorrow I am shifting to BJP. Am I considered defector? Individually, no. Individually, nothing to do with this. Anti-defection law applies only to elected representatives. That's the most important point. Even our rules and something other exams, this question appears. Not for voters, not for citizens. Okay, there the choice given: voters, all citizens. Then 3. Then one more thing is also there. There are no none of the above or all the above. Not all the above. There are 4 choices. Okay, citizens and aliens, like this they have given idea. So there is persons. Okay, the word used thing. Only for elected representative. There's a point always you have to keep in mind. This is the okay? Elected representatives only, either MLAs or MPs level. Then, when this MLA MPs level clearly specified this, when the 10th schedule was added to the constitution, is not there, right? In the beginning, how many schedules? Only 8 schedules. Sure, 8 schedules. Later 9th was added when? 9th schedule added. No, once you said 8, definitely 9th schedule added later. When? Very first amendment. In which year? 1951. At that time, there is no parliament at all. But still, who made that? Constituent Assembly, which is acting as a provisional parliament. Last time we discussed all the things. So, try to recollect all the way it is. So, the latter, we have 10th schedule added. By 52nd amendment. Very good. In which year? 1985. Because these are very important questions, my dears. Because polity is a section where you can score 100%, irrespective of the science background, arts background, commerce background, come what. Other sections we don't know. Plus maximum marks it will carry, and mains innumerable things. General essay, everything. Current affairs linked with more of polity rather than any others. So you have to focus more on that. So try to revise that more and more, and see that that section you will get 100%. Okay, whatever be the easy part, and easy also this is, because till 10th class what you learn, those things are. Only thing is you are going in depth certain things. Okay. So 10th schedule was added by 52nd amendment in 1985. So to put an end to the phenomena of Ayaram Gayaram. So this elected representative switching loyalties from one part to another. So that is costing the stability of the government. Okay. Instability in no way advisable. So what are the grounds clearly mentioned? If elected member voluntarily gives up his membership to a party, if he resign to a party, automatically lose. Now the reason why, if we say this, now the Telangana, we have the by-elections may be there regarding Munugodu. So these are brothers, Komatreddy brothers, but only brothers resigned to his MLA ship and shifted to BJP, but not the other. If he too resigns to his party, then again he will lose his membership, or else he has to resign the both. So to take the risk or not is the bigger question mark. Okay. Here one has taken the risk. Now again to contesting and getting re-elected is a risk. And perhaps elder don't want to take the risk. Or his way is his way, my way is my way. Matter is there. You cannot say just because brother they have to be in the same party. Okay. No conditions apply here. So that is one of the reasons why they will not just resign to the party. Okay. If they don't like, still they will continue. Okay. In spite of it. Or they may criticize. Being in the party, they will criticize. Then what will happen? Will the party keep quiet? If it's continuously criticizing, that political party may take up a disciplinary action. If you take the disciplinary action, say for example, remove him from the party, then will he lose the membership? Is it my question clear? If he voluntarily resigns to his party, automatically he will lose his MLA or MPship. Assume that on disciplinary grounds, particular political party removed him from the party. Now, will he continue as an MLA or MP, or that's also treated as losing his MLA MLAs? Wording is very clear. Voluntarily gives up. That means here removed by somebody is not voluntarily, right? So he will continue his MLA MP. He will not lose. Okay, the reason why these people try to criticize, so party will remove and they will continue with their position. Okay, that point you have to be carefully recollect. Then the elected member votes or abstains from voting in such a house contrary to any direction issued by the political party or anyone authorized to do so without obtaining prior permission. This is what we call as the whip, party whip, right? So if he violates the party whip, party says vote for so and so, vote against, still they violated, then that is. So recently president or vice presidential election, Congress party MLA Sitaka, okay, so she voted, it looks like, to the BJP rather than BJP candidate, I mean the Draupadi Murmu, rather than the Congress recommended person. Then after coming out says no, something happened, we don't know, right? So something while folding or something, okay, she tried to cover up the things. So we don't know the reality. The reason why she explained, okay, because otherwise voting is of their choice, is because party issued the whip. As the party issued the direction, whether it just by mistake happened or technical issue or otherwise, she violated. Okay, so if that be the case, then they will lose the membership, but automatically they will not lose. If voluntary resigns, automatically. If violates the whip of the party, automatically they will not lose. And that is this question posed in civil prelims. Very careful about this. Okay, number of students gone wrong there. Okay, and that party has to condone within 2 weeks, within 15 days otherwise. Has to condone. That means, yes, so and so person violated the whip. Then ask the speaker to disqualify. If that party is silent on that, this 2 weeks over, it's silent on that, then he will continue as usual. Even after 3 weeks, for example, party says, no, at that time has done, speaker says, forward. Your time is up. So within that 15 days, you have to say no. Okay, you have to what you call condone. You have to, yes, raise that issue and ask the speaker to disqualify. Otherwise, he will not. Okay, very critical question. Okay, that's how your interpretation should be on this. Okay, so these are very crucial. Of course, here as it's come to the things. Then one more thing also regarding split. If two or two-thirds of the party left and join another party, it won't occur. If less than two-thirds, then it is subject to disqualification. Okay, now that's what the case related to Maharashtra. No doubt there's a split. Is that split at a time or one member rather later came? That's a question number one we have to answer. Question number two is split. Okay, they left the party. Now what to do? Whether they have to join with, merge with, right? Some other party are not required to merge, have their own group. That's not mentioned in the constitution. As it's not specified very clearly, now it is subject to judicial interpretation. So we have to wait and see what Supreme Court will say relating to this issue. But on the face of it, at the two-thirds is very clear. As of now, nobody can do anything. But it's again subject to interpretation. Once it's in the court, we can't deliver the judgment also, right? It's a sub judice. So let us wait and do the things. Then one more is regarding Representation of People Act 1955, disqualification issue. If he is found guilty of illegal practice in relation to elections, okay, so Representation of People Act 1955 clearly saying the do's and don'ts. There's a moral code of conduct also later that came. So if the member was not adhered to that moral code of conduct, okay, or we may say this, any practices like bribing the voters, okay, number of times people complain. Even Mrs. Indira Gandhi once lost her elections, okay, I mean she got disqualified also by the court. So because Allahabad High Court declared her election as illegal. So we have the specific issues. Any illegal practices like booth rigging, undue influencing the voters, threatening the voters, even those things also will come. Rigging part, all that part. Then a person convicted of any offense and sentenced to imprisonment for varying terms under section 8, 1, 2 and 3. So here is convicted is very, very important and sentenced to prison. That's what in the beginning is. So initially 3 years, now they are making to the 2 years. So they will make the stringent so that there will not be any issue. So on this ground, so 10 schedule other than 102, 1, okay, and 191 we are talking about. You have the schedule 10, you have the Representation of People's Act as well. It can be disqualified. So in all the cases except schedule 10, Election Commission recommends. In tune with that, the governor or the president will do so. So any doubts on this? So finally, if at all, Soren, if we considered part is concerned, no doubt he ceased to be an MLA. Okay. Again, okay, take oath again and stay as same for next. This possibility cannot be. So, okay. So once you get elected, nothing is going to be right. So next, of course, another milestone. and the last day of the Chief Justice tenure, the Ramanam, right? Once the things continues, it will be done. So that itself is, so this is how the posting this looks as for 3 members constitutional bench sat together and done. As the first time, always remembered the things. Then term is over. Now the new Chief Justice who? So when he is taking, is it has taken the oath of office or no? Is that too, right? Yesterday's tenure is over. Then he has to take the oath of office, then assume the charge. So then anyhow, today Saturday, Sunday, no court. So he won't be there. So from 29th onwards, he will be. So we have to wait and see when he will take the oath, subject to correction. Okay. Anyhow, today or tomorrow or day after, anytime, right? He may take the oath. Who will conduct the oath of office? Sure. President of India conduct the oath of office. Right. So then relate to one more of the Supreme Court recently. Supreme Court review PMLA order on 2 aspects. That's what the news items continues and says that, okay, one word is review. You have to keep in mind, of course, this is relating to what when you're talking the PMLA. So what is PMLA? Prevention of Money Launder Act. Okay, once reviewing means reviewing its own judgment already delivered. Recently, it upheld. Okay, so now it's reviewing because there's a criticism against on 2 grounds. One is that the accused, okay, this one which, okay, it deprives, that is the previous judgment, then the present existing judgment deprives the accused a copy of ECIR. ECIR, Enforcement Case Information Report, and ECIR, Enforcement Case Information Report. So once you are accused of something, I should know the reason for my thing. And whatever be the case you file, I want a copy of it. Because I should know the reason. Then my lawyer also should know on what grounds you filed the case. Also, to argue on my behalf. Then how is that you are denying? Simple, a commonsensical question. But somehow the court upheld this. No need. And it differentiated from the police FIR, first information report, from the ED, ECIR. ED is Enforcement Directorate. So ECIR is relating to Enforcement Directorate. All these IT rights and all the things when you are doing. Whereas FIR implies nothing. So it differentiated. As ED follows the procedures, no need to give. That's what the justification the court mentioned. It followed the process or not? Who knows? Only after knowing the inside, then only I can say whether they followed or not. If everything you will keep it, what is there or not, I don't know first of all. So the bigger issue, and is very much criticized the judgment on this. And second aspect is that the transfer of burden of proof of innocence onto the shoulders of the accused instead of the prosecution. Now the present in most of the cases, if I'm alleged, okay, assume it a murder charge will legalize me, as even assume it I killed somebody, I said I didn't kill. It is you who are to prove. The burden of proof is not on the accused. You are filing the case, the petitioner. It will be. Or regarding criminal cases, the police has to do this. They have to do all investigation and come out with this. Of course, there are few issues where otherwise proved. For example, these dowry cases. Okay, that's what the word called women's prerogative. Okay, our law recognizes the word women's prerogative, girl's prerogative. Assumes that they will not lie. Okay, keeping in the only it is a speciality in India rather than elsewhere. So as the part is concerned, whatever they say will be treated at that point as true, and case was filed. Now, if the dowry harassment case, the other person has to prove that no INR, not that. So you have all the things. The few things are there. Other than this, in most of the cases, okay, whoever files a case against somebody, they have to prove that yes, they have done wrong. Okay, otherwise there is no limit to the cases, isn't it? They have to be done. So it violates the principles of natural justice. That's what now the allegations against Supreme Court judgment. So realizing it, now Supreme Court immediately said, yes, let us review. The other day, Solicitor General said, just recently on judgment, how is that you will? And it has all international repercussions. But court has the power to review. Here my question is the judicial review and this review of its own judgment is the same or different? This different? It's different. It's reviewing its own judgments. Whereas judicial review implies reviewing the legislations and executive orders. Okay? If the legislations or executive orders are in tune with the Constitution, no problem. If they are against the provisions of the Constitution, court has the power to declare them as invalid, null and void, ultra vires, all the terms we use. Whereas here, court has the power to review its own judgment. Power of review. It's called power of review. Okay? Generally, we use the word power of review. So these two words make note very clearly. Okay? Or they use the word review power. Review power. Or you may say this power of review, whatever is the same. And the judicial review. So judicial review is different. Okay? Different. Okay? So judicial review, clearly reviewing what? Legislations and executive orders. Executive orders means these ordinances, GOs, all the things. Legislations, laws passed by the parliament or state. That's very clear. Whereas review for its own judgments. Reviewing its own judgments. Doctrine of perspective overrule. Good. Okay. So you are going so in depth. Okay. Oh. Clear? Because that difference you have to keep in mind. So court has the power to review its own judgment. But always when he is reviewing his own judgment, for example, we have the famous case called Golaknath Keshavandabhate case. Okay. So 9 members bench of Supreme Court in Golaknath case said Parliament has no power to amend the Constitution. That is especially fundamental rights. Whereas Keshavandabhate case, it says it has the power, but conditions apply. That is without affecting. So while reviewing his own judgment, there should be more number of judges. Okay. So previously 9, that become 13. And so far, so last time one exam question came, which are the highest number of judges in the constitutional bench so far? It's 13 Keshwanda Bharti case, still that stands. Okay, to review it required more now. Okay, now recently I think there's a 3 members bench, right? Deliver the judgment. Now it may be 5 or 7. They may review it, the issue, and they are ready for review the issue. So Prevention of Money Laundering Act will say this. The wording itself is clear. What for this? What is money laundering? Hmm? That's it. Hmm? What is money laundering? Hmm? Hmm? Hmm. Tell me one thing so simply. Is it a criminal law or a civil law? Money laundering. Hmm? Illegal. I am taking, is a criminal act or just a civil act? Hmm? Who will take care if the money laundering happens? Yeah. Yeah. Recently, the court, because I am just checking this one, suddenly I got the case of this Vijay Madanlal Chaudhary versus Union of India. Okay. Rarely, because once reviewing which case? No doubt, generally we call PMLA, like Aadhaar case we call. But Aadhaar case actually filed by Puttaswamy, right? So sometimes whenever specific issues arises, like Golaknath case, Keshwanda Bharti cases, so when there much discussion, always advisable the case is against whom and what. So just make note of it. That is Vijay Madanlal Chaudhary. Okay. Versus Union of India. Okay. So in this case, okay, this money laundering acts related, the Supreme Court uh, delivered the judgment at that point of time. So they upheld the whose powers? Powers of ED regarding power of arrest, attachment, and search and seizure. Okay, powers of this ED was. And what is ED? Means, is it has the power of investigation? The wording itself is right, right? Okay. So for what generally it will raid or investigate? Money laundering, violation of foreign exchange laws. Okay, all the things they will do so. Even if any person was sponsored under Kofi Poza, even that also will be investigated by ED. What is Kofi Poza? Apart from PMLA, okay, Enforcement Directorate look into the PMLA research, plus this FERA, Foreign Exchange Regulation Acts related. Then there's a word Kofi Poza also. So PMLA, FERA. So recently, there's also much in the news. What is this Kofi Poza? Good. Google Mata Jindabad. Anyhow, so you have to get an answer. How you do this is next question. Yeah, good. Conservation of Foreign Exchange and Prevention of Smuggling Activities Act. Okay. Conservation of Foreign Exchange and Prevention of Smuggling Activities Act. Then what is FEOA? Fugitive. Right. So generally, these are the statutory functions of ED. Will take care of the investigation and all the things. Okay. Then it can confiscate the property allotted. Now, another point that you have to keep in mind is that Supreme Court, while reviewing it, says reviewing where is ready for open court. Supreme Court is ready for open court. So next, when this ended, Supreme Court allows open court hearing for review. Supreme Court allows open court hearing. Very important, very crucial issue this is indeed. What do you mean by open court? Supreme Court నుంచి బయటకు వచ్చి పార్క్ లో పెడతారా? So every person is allowed to watch the proceedings. If you want, now you can also go. Need not be only authorized lawyers, authorized persons, anybody. Okay, any person now. So Supreme Court ఎలా ఉందంటే now at least to see the proceedings, to watch the proceedings of the court, you can walk in now. Rarely you will get this open court options. Okay, otherwise permission is essential. You can't do this. Okay, so now this is the issue in the open court. So let us wait and see how it's going to be done. So any doubt on this? Okay, back to another important issue. Yes, any doubt? So the issue of mist, this is the project of mist. Okay, so though order wise it need not be, Malaysia, M for I for India, S for Singapore, T for Thailand. Then what about Myanmar? Also, so M stands for M square Raval. Then supposed to be, but still they made it to the it no right now M. So to make it very clearly on this. So what is this? So looking is good. Any idea? Anybody guess what it is? అంటే మనకి ఈ చూడంగానే what you are recollecting? CPEC, OBR, BRI. So all these maps generally Okay, Belt and Road Initiative of China, connectivity project, or CPEC, China Pakistan Economic Corridor. So generally we are seeing this all the designs there, but no China here. Okay, no doubt it looks like a connectivity. So it's not of the issue as it is, but this is the okay a submarine optical fiber cable system. A submarine optical fiber cable system, which will be the 17th such type of a and in Mumbai, and it's expected to start operations in 2023. Okay, 2023 is getting operations because this optical fiber is very much needed for our what we call the digital infrastructure. So data transfers, right? It says very clearly happens via this light pulses traveling through long strands of the thin fiber. So for that purpose, you have the message. Okay. So Malaysia, Myanmar, we keep it okay 2M as a single one to make it abbreviation. So need not have followed the order. Then India, Singapore, okay, transit right now. And anyhow, in the course of time, Thailand, okay, right, what, right? We are adding this Thailand as well. So initially that is not there. Then in the course of time, Thailand too came it up. So Singapore, then again Thailand, transit, we call this. So it's an optical, submarine optical fiber cable system. And one of the crucial, especially from the mains point of view, even you will say this, we use the word chicken neck, right? What is that? Siliguri corridor, right? It looks like a small, okay, land corridor. So as it looks like a chicken neck corridor, the Siliguri corridor was named as. So Siliguri corridor, chicken neck of India, that is. Is there any chicken neck of China? Hmm? Is there anywhere, any point of the chicken neck of China? Here it is. It's have a geopolitical significance because it looks like China is trying to enter near to our India's chicken neck. By this, having control over this ocean, India have inroads into chicken neck of China. Why this we call this, right? Thing is concerned. The Chinese Strait passing through the Strait of Malacca, okay, is around 80%. So Strait of Malacca was considered as the chicken neck of China. Where is this? This is the part, right? It has to be. So it looks also like this. As it also looks like this, so it's as China most often uses this, then we call. Now our cable system, the Singapore, Malaysia, we made it up here. So Indian presence, you will find it here. So now we too entered into or near to the or with the chicken neck of China. That's what the geopolitical situation. Okay? Games, right? So all the things are in a way a lot of geopolitical significance on this. Okay. Then one more regarding the persons related. Lok Sabha Speaker recently been to Mexico, of course, to attend the parliamentary summit. There, he will unveiling the statues of Swami Vivekananda as well as Okay, Kankoj, that is Pandurang Kankoj. So that itself is the thing. At least Swami Vivekananda, we heard him from the day one, right? Arise, awake, stop not till the goal is reached. So always a motivating, okay, factor, okay, and motivating statements, or even it will be right. Once you heard the things, I said, whatever will be the dull, you are immediately you will arouse. So we are aware of this. Then who is this? Okay, the Pandurang Kankoj. Rarely, right? They are the few persons, though they have their contribution is wonderful to the nation. Rarely we will recollect. So we call them unsung heroes. They are. So now the government of India too and others try to recognize those hitherto neglected or hitherto not given a proper recognition to these persons. So as Vivekananda, you are much aware of it. Can you tell me about anything about this Maharashtra's freedom fighter? And this is use the word apart from the freedom fighter, agriculturalist. That means a farmer. What do you mean by agriculturalist? Hmm? Is it mean by a farmer? Huh? He's a scientist. We call the scientist agriculture scientist. Okay, generally we use the word agriculturalist. Okay, he's a scientist. So he made a research on corn, wheat, pulses, rubber, developing post, drought resistant varieties, all these things. And he's the one who is responsible for the green revolution, not in India but in Mexico. Okay, so he was very much revered even today as agro scientist in Mexico. So he's a man who created wonders with nature. At that point of time, was revered much. So he's belonged to 19th century, and settled in Mexico, and very much influenced by the French Revolution. So, and as well as American War of Independence. So he supported Indian cause as well, and is one of the founding member of Gadar Party. Yeah, he's one of the founding member of Gadar Party. Belong to which state? Maharashtra, right? Already given there. So the reason why we called him as a revolutionary also, because Gadar Party is a revolutionary party. So based on this, we call. So try to remember that name, and possibility is asking the examinations this sort of questions. Okay. Then of course one more thing we'll find is this Women's Day we know, but Women's Equality Day. Okay. The other day celebrated. When Equality Day? August 26. So the slogan women's rights are human rights, with that they are going in a way. So here women's equality, of course in numerous ways it isn't the thing, but mainly stressed vis-a-vis with their voting. Okay, voting rights are very important. By being the voting, you're considered as a part and parcel of governance, the decision making of the nation. Otherwise, no, isn't it? Now, in America, too, there is a momentum. But before that, 1893, the New Zealand is the first country that has given right to vote to women. India, they are given 19 very right 51 itself, right, and the very constitution 1950 as assigned universal adult suffrage, free India from the day one. When 1909 Minto Morley reforms arises, there is no right for women. Later, women only property with dedication they have. Even Britain, America, voting rights they got only in 1920s. Okay. So before that, that is before the First World War, no voting right for women even in America and Britain. Okay. So there is a struggle from the day one. This year, number of examinations, right? This New Zealand, which country has given right to vote? Okay. And recent country is Saudi Arabia. 2015 only Saudi Arabia has given it. That means still the countries now Afghanistan they have undo it. Okay. The issue is concerned. And Switzerland, which we revered a lot, only 1970s the women got right to vote. So it has given anything. But in America, there's a demand, right? Especially 1971 representative, what was Bella? She said women's equality match. So August 26 should be declared as. So based on this, okay, yeah, America it is, not India. Okay, 19th Amendment of the US Constitution as right to vote to women was given, and that day is August 26 as demanded. So from then onwards, they are celebrating this. Okay, of course, rarely appears in the competitive examination. The Women's Day is only appears. Rarely they will ask, but still, as just the other day it was done. So keep that in mind. Okay, this you may write it, especially women's empowerment and all these issues. Here, another interesting India votes against Russia in UNSC. Hitherto, we are with Russia all the time. So when the demand rises, let the Ukraine leader come and explain his cause. India said okay. So though, then if that be the case now, Ukraine president is addressing, can address UN Security Council. So just because India voted or 14 members voted, it doesn't mean, right? 13 members voted, I think China abstained and Russia vetoed. So when the veto power is there, it's out of question, right? Even if 14 members are at one side and one is on another side, nothing is going to happen. Only is India stand. We always with Russia hitherto, or sometimes we are abstain so that we are not gone against, but this time we voted. Why India voted? As a what capacity it has in UN Security Council? As a non-member or as a member? That word is very, very important. Non-members cannot enter at all, right? You should be the member of UN, and when it comes to Security Council, you should be the member. Here, its member is as a non-permanent member. We got two types of members in UN Security Council: permanent, non-permanent. Okay, America, Britain, China, France, Russia, they are the permanent five, P5. How many non-permanent? 10 countries. So right now, India is one of the non-permanent. When its term is going to end? 2 years, right? Tenure is non-permanent member, tenure is 2 years. When it is going to be end? Year in, this year end only. 21, 22. 21 January started and 22 December is going to be end. And this how many times so far India get elected to Security Council? 8 times. This the present is the 8th time. So you have to remember all this fact quickly recollecting also. Then one more, India nominates Garba to inscribe to UNESCO. What is UNESCO full form? United Nations Educational, Scientific, Cultural organization. Good. Where is the headquarters? Right. So, as the intangible cultural heritage list, so we include this Garba dance. So number of others are there. Just try to. So total recent only we have done this one, right? Then DRDO successfully launched this VL SRSAM missile recently. Okay, that is SRSM is short range. Okay, short range surface to air missile. So from where it was launched? No doubt from Orissa, ITR, Integrated Test Range, Chandipur of the coast of Orissa. Regularly all missiles launched from there. Okay, Wheeler Island we call specific part is concerned, right? Named after Abdul Kalam. Then one more term they came, Farmers Protest 2.0. Already last year, 1.5 nearly plus, right? They protested, and unfortunately, government has not fulfilled all its promises. So again, one day dharna they made to fulfill, or else we are going to restart again the things. So we have to wait and see what is going to be happen. So Mahapanchayat they initiated. Okay. So by the what is that all SKM Samyukta Kisan Morcha is an umbrella organization of all farmers. Now a one-day protest they made it in Delhi, as it is not fulfilling all its promises. In addition to that, they want additional demand of a legal guarantee for MSP, minimum support price they want it. Okay, main thing is that. And withdrawal of police cases against the farmers, loan waivers, justice for the farmers who died in Lakhimpur, Kerry cases, all the things. So we have to wait and see, because in that case, even Minister of State for Home, Ajay Mishra's son, right, is involved there. And Supreme Court is very critical on this issue. Then, of course, South Korea breaks own record for the world lowest fertility rate. Okay, so previously 2 it is. Now, what is the fertility rate there? Okay, it's only 0.81. Okay, so negative population, in a way you may say this. Then, of course, India is also hosting United Nations Security Council's meet on counter-terrorism shortly. I think last time we discussed this, right? Announced. Okay, October it is going to be held in India. Then one more thing, this is the old thing we required. Okay, already last time with Pegasus, now recently Supreme Court made observation stating that government has not cooperated 100% to its committee. So once the no cooperation from the government, nothing concrete is going to emerge out of it. So that is the biggest issue. What is the Pegasus? Spy software developed by which country? Iran, Israel, right? So when the government to government transactions these are. So on national security grounds, government of India has not cooperated with the committee. So naturally, nothing concrete emerged. But whatever its reports, also of no use. Then Angela Merkel, the former president of Germany, received this UNESCO Peace Prize. So apart from this, as last time we said Kamala Hassan name, so at this he was honored with the golden visa by UAE. Then Mother Teresa Memorial Award to the Mirza and Afroz Shah. Then Miss Universe, right, Pallavi Singh, because the thing is concerned. Then Order of Rising Sun to Narayan Kumar, okay, VC of Sanmar Group. Okay, the few more recent thing advisable to keep in mind apart from this, where the present examinations are appearing. Okay, then Venkaiah Naidu now became former vice president, but still released a book, New India. Okay, New India, selected writings, and is a compilation of the articles. Is a compilation of articles of the former Union Minister Arun Jaitley. Then, of course, a few more recent books. BB My Story by Benjamin Netanyahu. Benjamin Netanyahu was the former Prime Minister of which country? Israel. Okay, so as the Prime Minister President, then definitely those are newsworthy enough. Right. Anyway, few more thing. Recent books released, so that keep those things. Then DRDO, the new chairman, okay, Samir V. Kamath is going to be the new chairman. DRDO full form, Defense Research and Development Organization. Good enough. Then Subramanian, so he's a former chief economic advisor of India, now appointed as executive director for IMF. IMF full form, International Monetary Fund. Similarly, last time we said there is this chief economist of World Bank, Indermit Gill, was appointed too. Then INS Vikrant, I believe last time too we discussed, but still now that date decided by September 2, it is officially going to be launched. So it's the first indigenous aircraft carrier. Okay, indigenous, we have our own way. Then of course one more thing, India's first indigenously developed hydrogen fuel cell. So hydrogen fuel cell, okay, bus, this was recently arrived. So when this the fuel cell utilizes hydrogen and air to generate electricity. So we had to find out now. So EV advancing. So now the question arises, shall we purchase EV or wait for this? So which we can do this one. Then finally, recently the Adani group, right, entered into and tried to take the share of NDTV. So to make it very clearly, the wonderfully, the second one slide I got it, and all these are the medias, News 18, ET, and everything controlled finally by whom? Just by 4 persons. 90% of India's media is under the control of, okay, 4 corners for Adani Group, how much there is a Genius, and now NDTV, okay, ABVP, all the things, right? The Mint, Hindustan Times, all under him now. And Karan Maran, of course, KTV. Then Ambani, see this, his empire all the way. Then Puri things, the Agarwal family, Saujan Jains. So not only here, so everywhere. So where is the question of freedom? Whatever they feel, so it is again a bigger empire. Even the Goenka family to some extent all the way. Anyhow, just for your information and general analysis when you are making how the press is really free. Okay, if it is controlled by the things, then what is the position? Okay, so that's all for today. Any doubts, clarifications? Nothing? Right. So thank you very much. So let's meet next week. Bye.